Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance. Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I'm an accountability coach and the author of Get Resultsology, the science of getting stuff done. I work with people who run their own business. No boss, distractions everywhere, and never enough hours in the day. Together, we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus, and follow through on the big ideas that actually move the needle. That's what I call the momentum formula. Do it today, profit tomorrow, and repeat. So if that sounds like the kind of breakthrough that you've been looking for, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our guest expert today, Kristen Edwards. Kristen is a leading productivity strategist and the host of the Ambitious Time Management podcast. With a background as a talent management professional, Kristen helps ambitious working mums simplify their schedules and reclaim their time. She provides practical focus systems that blend time management and energy awareness, drawing on her real-life experiences as a sports mum. This innovative strategy enables women to streamline workflows, boost profits, and achieve lasting success. Kristen, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you, Robin. It's great to be here.
You're very welcome. And whereabouts in the world are you, Kristen?
I am based in Connecticut, which is honestly just the pretty drive between Boston and New York City.
Fantastic. So I think we're about 5 hours apart, with me being here in Torquay in England. So we better crack on because it's getting dark for me.
Let's do it.
I'll lose the light and then we won't be able to do the recording on the video. All right, that's me waffling on. Let's do it. I'll get the clock up on the screen. And there it goes. Kristen, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
Yeah, well, I love working with ambitious working moms. I will say that has evolved to not just moms of humans, but also pets and plants. But typically it's millennial women who are building their own business, but they also feel that time crunch of balancing family life, their work, maybe their entrepreneurial goals separate, like a corporate job separate. And either way, they're ready to move past that overwhelming feeling to really simplify and streamline their workflow.
Fantastic. That's lovely. Very clear. And you have already alluded in a big way to the problem or problems that you solve, but maybe you'd like to expand on that a little bit to give our listeners a broader view of what you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I already said the overwhelm, so you're absolutely correct, but it's really helping those moms to have that competing schedules of I work a 9 to 5, I'm building a business, I still need to have dinner on the table, balancing relationships, community involvement. A lot of times we're doing way too much, but we love all those things, right? There are things we chose to put on our plate. And so it's helping them to put systems in place that they can still focus on. When I'm with my family, I can focus on family time. I'm not thinking about work. And when I'm at work, I'm actually executing on my goals so that I'm moving my business forward, not spinning wheels. I'm increasing my profits and enjoying the whole reason that I started my business in the first place.
Yeah, brilliant. I love it if we put that the other way around, enjoying the whole reason that you're doing the business in the first place and increasing your profit, it becomes immensely attractive as a proposition. So thank you for sharing that with us. All right. Yeah. So what is one valuable free action that the audience can implement that will help them to solve these problems for themselves?
Yeah, well, the first thing I do with my clients is a time audit. And honestly, as much as I love doing it, I think anyone can do it themselves. And so for the next 3 days, you really just look at where you're spending your time. How much are you sleeping? Are you taking care of yourself, eating the right meals, exercise, whatever that looks like? But then also track your time at work. Are you just scrolling emails, or are you actually executing on projects? Are you speaking with clients? Are you delivering whatever that kind of project or promise that you've put out there, and think about what you're actually working on and where you're distracted, if I put it nicely. But then when you have that acknowledgement of, here's where I'm kind of wasting my time. Let's focus on the 20% that's actually driving revenue. And then you can also start to say, here's where I can let go of some things and really reclaim time for your growth.
All right, perfect. And at the risk of sounding really greedy, now that we have a better understanding of what you do, let's dive more into goal busting, because you've kind of already been doing that already, which is focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve your business goals, which is exactly what you've just been talking about. So now, the greedy bit, could you share any more tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits,
Yeah,
please?
it's how do I share all my tips in just a couple minutes? But I think one that's really helpful is having what I call a deep work block. So there's actually a book by Cal Newport called Deep Work, but basically instead of doing a bunch of things here and there and spreading it out, we're going to carve out a 90-minute block to complete one high impact project. So it's not 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Hopefully in 10 years, I get it done. But here's 90 minutes that I'm going to remove the distractions. The kids are out the house. The dog is taking a nap. Like I'm going to get things done. And one way to kind of realize what goes into that block is the Eisenhower Matrix. And so do, decide, delegate, and delete. What are you going to get done? What do you need to delegate to technology or another human being, right? AI is definitely helpful. What can I decide to say this needs to happen and here's the deadline or timeline around that? And what can I just delete off my list? But as you kind of have these focus systems in place, then you really start to say, here's where I'm actually making money. Here, recognizing what you can kind of get rid of or leverage technology to help you out with. But that 90-minute work block to me is one of the most transformative parts instead of hoping that I get something done in between an email and a client call and a podcast recording or something else.
Fantastic. And can I just add there, when you talk about delegating to others, that's one of the things that trips us solopreneurs, work from home people up, because we hate doing that. And so what I always say is when you delegate, you're not giving up the responsibility for it. You're going to chase them. You're going to make sure that they're doing it and you're ready to take it back in or pass it on to someone else if they do. It's delegation is because we worry that they won't do it properly. So you delegate, but you do it in a way where they're still accountable to you about what's happening. Do you agree with that?
I agree, absolutely. If you give that person clear expectations, they're going to be able to know how to meet that and achieve what you're putting in front of them. So it's a two-way street. I'm not just throwing it at them and kind of, sink or swim, but I'm going to set them up for success. I'm going to give them the little floaties. I'm going to make sure, hey, we started with a small project. You executed that well. Now we go a little bit bigger. And so think about your own career. You didn't just show up one day and become the manager. You started maybe stocking the shelves and then you learned a little bit about the cash register. And so it works the same way in your own business as well, but set that person up for success and train them from the beginning and then be supportive, be available if they have a question as well, but think about how much freedom you have. I'm only stopping once a week for 30 minutes to help you, not spending 5-10 hours on that specific task myself.
Yes.
So completely agree with you.
Thank you. Brilliant. And finally, what should I have asked you today, Kristen, that I didn't? And your answer, please.
Yeah, we talked about the practical things, but the other side of productivity is actually your energy management. And so I want to make sure that people aren't ignoring the personal energy. Are you a morning person or a night owl, or are you someone are you someone, really the season of life that you're in as well? Are you raising kids in the home and you need to schedule things around nap time of a toddler, or are your kids in high school and you've got from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.? Or are you, an empty nester as an adult and you're like, I have no excuse, but I need to go get these things done. But recognize when you're most energized. Do you need that kind of morning routine with the newspaper and a cup of coffee to get started or not?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And the clock stopped you there, but I think you'd finished your point, and we're not too worried about that. But you made the point brilliantly. In fact, everything you've told us in the last 7 minutes has been absolutely superb. Very on topic with the Goldbusters theme, which is not always the case, which is fine because we don't expect it to be. We have one question that focuses in on that, so we always cover it. But actually, the whole thing was just brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
You're very welcome. So now I just need to ask you one more question, which is always a two-parter, which is part A, how can people reach you to find out more about your offer and what you do? And part B is there like a valuable free resource they can get from you, which I always say, being British, and I use the cheeky word because it's a bit of a cheeky thing to ask for, but seriously, it's really just saying sometimes people need to listen or hear or see a little bit more about you before they're ready to take the next step of actually making contact.
Yeah, and I believe in doing your research. So my website is amplifyambition.com, and you can find all of my social media links. I love hanging out on Instagram there. While you're there, you can also listen to my podcast, which is called Ambitious Time Management. I spend all of my time giving strategies and resources similar to what we covered today to make sure that women are set up for success. But I also believe that it's not just for women. Really, everyone can be better at their productivity and becoming the leader that they're meant to be. But if you'd like to work with me, learn more about me, I have probably every single platform out there, but I love Instagram. My handle is Kristen Edwards, but it's KRIS, the number 10. So you spell it right, Edwards _. And then my website again is amplifyambition.com.
Fantastic. Absolutely perfect. Kristen Edwards, thank you so much for appearing on Goalbusters today.
Thank you again, Robin. It's been great to be here.
You're very welcome. And remember, everybody, keep goal busting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.